Thank you, and good afternoon. I want to talk about your permits, different kinds of permits that you do. I know you do the First Amendment, right, and then parade. And I'm here because I'm an advocate for the victims of Scientology. And, I am concerned because in all their permits, they have never respected the boundaries of their permits. They apply late, they don't pay fees often, on time. But more than that, they're people who work on their permits and on the street permits, on the street, they're paid $47 a week for 100 hours a week or more. Okay, that's their prevailing wages for if you're a Sea Org member, and they do work on the street with the permits. Okay, and that is illegal in LA. When you're in LA, any kind of permit, working on streets, you have to make prevailing wages. So I want to flag that. I also want to flag that when we had a permit for Father's Day protesting the family separation, and we were allowed to have a porta potty there, and Scientology moved our porta potty. First they tried to say that we were trying to get the police to arrest us during the time when there was an arrest, and I couldn't even get through to the police. They were able to get through and try to stir up trouble to where we would get arrested, but we had permission by LAPD, and so the police came and they squashed that on them, but then they still moved it. So there's a harassment to people who are getting permits, okay, by, and Scientology interjecting themselves. And so, and then I also want to finally say I'm going to stand up for my friends here with the Martin Luther King parade. If something's been working for all these years, if it's not broken, why fix it? So, I hope that the MLK parade goes on, and I'm going to stand by my friends here who, want it to go on the way that they want it to go on. And that being said, thank you for listening to me, and I yield back my time.
Then we have Georgina.
Hi, thank you. I also want to speak on behalf of the victims of Scientology. You keep issuing permits to them. They keep abusing the permits. They keep overstepping the reach of the permits. They keep displaying the permit request and not the actual permit. Those are completely different things. What they request, some of it gets denied, but then they claim, oh, this is what our permit says, when they're actually only showing the permit request. I think, there's video evidence of that having happened on numerous occasions. I think they should be denied future permits as a consequence for these actions. And I completely support the MLK parade, and I yield back my time. Thank you.
Great job, Georgina.
Thank you. The next speaker, Ben Franklin.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, yes. And you have 2 minutes?
Okay, great, thank you. I'm going to speak on the permits that are given to the police and stuff like that to help Scientology with their fake permits. It's all not okay. I was born and raised in this cult, the cult of Scientology, and one of the main tactics we used was having permits and fake Scientology. So not only that, you then have the police department working off duty or whatever it is, on duty but special hours for these Scientologists, while I'm protesting my heart out as a child born and raised in this. I'm being lied to by the police, who are lied to by the Scientologists on the permits, that I couldn't even walk next to my own father on New Year's when I was protesting the abuses and the disconnections of Scientology's abuses, because they lied about the permit. The police officer himself said I couldn't be on the sidewalk. That was a lie. They violated their permit because they were letting all kinds of people walk on the sidewalk, not the protesters. So please, stop permitting your police officers to do the dirty work for Scientology. It's so unacceptable. As a child born and raised in this, I'm 40 years old now. Stop your connections with Scientology. And also, I also respect and support the MLK parade. That is so unbelievable that's even being taken away. Please, I yield my time.
Next we have Jill Overton.
Hi, thanks for taking my call. I thought you forgot. I'm going to reiterate everything that Lara and what Audit LA said, who's sitting there in person. Very concerned that Scientology, the child trafficking cult of Scientology, is given a lot of leeway in their permits, and that they're getting away with things that normal people wouldn't be. Specifically, even people that are requesting the MLK parade go on. It's very unfair that they have such influence on you, that you've been taken advantage of by them, you've been lied to, you've been totally influenced, peddled by them, that you allow them to do these things and not really go to the protesters to ask them questions, the police when they're called, when they're not allowing the permits to be followed properly. The police will always go to the Scientology people and allow things to be lied on them to. They do not verify information, they don't know the process, and it's not right. It's not right that you are not totally holding them to account to following permits. In addition, their events are not safe. They want to have a permit for Halloween, which is not safe, next month. They had this dangerous maze, dark maze that is not safe for children. Men going in there with the little kids. It's just not right, and there's no safety issues that are being addressed, no ambulance services and first aid for children when they're at these events. I don't care that there's a hospital down the street. You need to have someone go there and inspect them and make sure everybody is safe and the community is not put at risk for their permanent events that should be totally revoked. Thank you. Goodbye.
Great job, Amy.
Speaker Terry Massaro.
You deserve it. That is so unfair. I'm so mad right now.
Here, you can state your, each of you can state your name, the reason for being here, and then if you could, let us.
The man is 91. He's been doing this parade for 40 years. He actually walked with Martin Luther King. He deserves that permit. Man, I'm mad right now, okay? Oh man, I gotta speak up. Only 2 people with the backbone. That's ridiculous. Like, I'm disgusted. Are you guys just trying to please the police commission or like the mayor or whatever? Because whatever reason, you did not hear any of their arguments, which was absolutely perfect. I didn't even know about this until I came here, and I heard their arguments, and I am fully persuaded that they're getting bulldozed out of their 40-year parade because of whatever reason. Was it political? Are you afraid of the new president of the police commission? Are you afraid of losing your spots here if you stand up and do the right thing? 2 people have backbones, and I thank both of you. The rest of you took a cowardly position, and you know it. You know this parade belongs to this group and to this gentleman who actually walked with Martin Luther King. And I'm disgusted.
That's right.
Good luck, guys. I stand with you. Go to the Ethics Commission and have them look into why they're denying it. Go to the LA Times, because if I didn't even know what was going on. And I heard the 2 lawyers and everyone, it's not just an emotional thing. You guys brought such legal sound. I wish we had you in our fights.
Bring something to the attention that was brought up, that a quorum here requires 4 votes. The denial was only based.
Oh, yeah, see, that's what they do, okay? You know what? To the 2 who had a backbone, thank you. The rest of you, shame on you. I'm disgusted. And God bless and God bless this man who for 40 years provided his community, with this parade, and how it's disgusting that you stole that from him and from this community and this organization. It is disgusting. I stand with you, sir. Dr. I stand with you and your group. I stand with you. And I'm not going and next year, I want to go and visit when you have it. And don't let this year be your last year. You better come back stronger next year, sir, at 91. Do you hear me? And we're all, because you heard all of us, our people here standing behind you too. All right, we're standing with you. You know, it's like, all right, guys. Yeah, God bless you. Shame on you guys. Shame, shame, shame. Disgusting display of whatever it is. What? Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye. Okay, guys. Good luck. Bye. It was disgusting. Go to the Ethics Commission, seriously. Have them look into it. So disturbing. I'm so disgusted right now. Absolutely disgusted. Thank you. Yes, that was so ridiculous. Those lawyers made such solid legal points that there's no way that those guys were just, you know, and two people had backbones to stand up. But
Argument event or part of one, we do it, then it's been doing it for 50 years.
so can you imagine someone just comes in and swipes that away from you?
Well, I told that other guy, I'm gonna go apply for a permit for the Rose Parade now.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we should do. Just applying for, right. I'm going to, just start applying for, like, maybe J.C. Penney should do the, sign up for the Macy's New Year's parade or Thanksgiving, like, it's just ridiculous. There is this thing called tradition, and that should be built into it. And you can't tell me it's not. They are just cowards and too afraid to defy the police commission because of probably political pressure or whatever.
I'm completely shocked.
I am too. The fact that they didn't even evaluate it is just disgusting. Oh, thank you. Okay, guys. Like, no, that was so disturbing. That was disgusting. I'm so mad right now. Like, I am. I might be late. I hope I'm not too late, but I sometimes you just have to, speak up and just say, no, that was wrong, man. They need to put that they seriously need to put that into the Ethics Commission. Freaking cowards, didn't even look at anything. They didn't even pretend to say, oh, yeah, let's evaluate. Not even going through the motions. They had their orders, I think. That's what I believe. They had their orders. They had their assignment. They know their assignment. We need to, so it was the LA Sentinel that won. We need... Disgusting. And why would the LA Sentinel try to steal it from an established group, especially with Dr. Dove? I mean, like that. I've never met him before, but man, that was so disgusting and wrong. I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna have to edit all that and then send it to them. That should go to the media. Seriously, that's just so freaking. You can't tell me that she just made the denial, and their legal arguments are so sound. It said it will have a full investigation. And they're like, well, we assume they did. Well, no, a full hearing, whatever. How can you assume? They better get proof. Let's. I want to make him famous. He deserves that at 90, man. The man walked with Martin Luther King himself. He's worked with presidents, whatever. I'm just so disgusted right now. So disgusted. I'm so mad. But yeah, I am. I can't divert too much from the Scientology, but I hope he felt the support. I'm glad everyone supported them because that's something Scientology would do. You know what I mean? I want to see if they have connections to the, whatever. I could see them doing that. And I don't want that's not how I want our city ran. Where they won't look at everything. Yes, they have to look at the merits. Yes, they have to look at all of it and what happened. It's not because he put it in and they denied it based on that. They put it in too soon. So you can put it in too late. Scientology gets away with putting it in way past the date and they get away with that. Okay, it's a, okay, you know, and I'm not saying it's not a good paper. Why would they go and steal it from a community event, you know, organizer and company that's been doing it for decades? It's been their thing from the beginning, you know, like they've always had it. Why are you trying to usurp them? We need to find out if there's any Scientology connections over there, man. I'm sorry, guys. That upsets me because it's just, I don't like fundamental unfairness. I am fundamentally fair, even if I don't always agree, whatever. But that was unfair. Now, if it was like if the law said it's first come, first serve, and what, too bad, so sad, okay, I might be able to live with that. But that's not what happened. You know, they said they were all get a fair hearing. And, you know, and it didn't define whether or not the marriage would be involved or not. Like, I don't know. They need to dig deeper, not just rubber stamp. They're a freaking rubber stamp agency for the police commission, and I'm pissed off. Sorry, guys. I'm mad right now. Anyway. So why would they come and steal this event from another? You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't seem right. There's something. You know? I don't get it. When I got my permit COS applied to, you were contacted and asked to share space. You said no, but no, I didn't say no. I said I'm willing to talk about it. And yes, I applied first, and so they do have to deny. I guess, you know, they can't have two at the same time. That is true. But this organization applied first, but then they were told that they applied too early. And I guess when they reapplied, they did everything by the book, you know, then they say, oh, someone else swooped in. And, you know, so it's different. I absolutely applied first, like way first with mine. And so, yeah, but so they were offered, so they were told, no, they can't have it because it's the same date and time. And they said only I could, you know, work to cooperate. And I said, sure, I'm willing to hear them out. Like, I'm willing to sit and hear them out. And they set up like a meeting, and Jennifer and what's her name, Susanna, they never showed. They just never showed. But I'm hoping that no one, well, that is just so wrong. I mean, shame on the Sentinel. Why would you do that to this guy, you know? There could be money involved. There's some, you know, or political, I don't know, to me it felt like shenanigans, because those lawyers made absolutely credible points and they just like ignored them. And he's saying his job is only to do that. No, his job was to have a hearing, and hearing has multiple aspects to it. So I disagree. Thank you. That's their scope. I need to look into that a little bit. I don't want to get too much. Like, I don't want to get off track what we do. But that's an injustice, and I'm not about that.